So all throughout my town, there is writing, and it's painted along sidewalks, along streets, so on and so forth. And I notice it a lot as I'm walking. And instinctually, I avoid this writing, these symbols. Like something inside of me is just like, don't step on that, don't walk. It's always like in my path, like along like where I walk at. Now, I know that they do construction work, and I know that they mark the areas they're gonna do little things at, especially like when they're installing like fiber optic stuff. But there is something like in my gut that does not gel with these symbols, and some of the writing is like it's literally just it's measurements, like it's the measurements of like a thing that has to be and that's fine. But other times it's like clusters of letters that over time literally will erode into like a singular symbol or a series of symbols. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, that's what's happening. And it's also weird too, because like they're marking off all these areas, in particular areas that I walk past, and nothing's getting done, nothing's happening. Like, it's not like, hey, let's mark this off so we can do a thing, or so we can, know where we're gonna do our next construction project. They're not doing anything. They're just marking these areas, and then nothing happens. And like, again, like you'll have like clusters of text or of script that over time they look like sigils. Honestly, they look like sigils. And that's where my intuition keeps leading me. And it's so funny because you can believe me, don't believe me, whatever, I don't really care. But it's just like, it's funny what your mind tells you versus what your gut tells you. Because that's the constant thing every day as I'm walking. My gut's telling me, yo, that's some magical crap. And then my mind's like, dude, they're just marking off the, like, I even, like, everything that I talk about, everything that I, my journey, I even still go through that crap. That, like, the indoctrination is crazy because I even still go through it. And my mind is still telling me, like, oh yeah, that's just, they're just marking the road because they got to do a thing. But like, nah, dude, because I've studied sigilcraft. And one of the things about sigilcraft is you have an intention or a thing, and you string letters together until they form a symbol or a series of symbols that the subconscious can no longer perceive as being that. And that's how it has its effect. That's how sigilcraft works. And every time I see these symbols, like, it doesn't gel. It doesn't feel right. Again, some of the writing is like normal construction stuff, but the other stuff, I'm like, no. It doesn't feel right, to the point where I will not step on this writing. I try my best to avoid it. Sometimes it looks like I'm like playing hopscotch in certain areas because like I don't want to step on it because it's very, very strange. But I wonder, like, is that happening in any other cities like around you guys? And then like, what does it look like to you? Because again, it's just so strange. Like, it starts to weather, and then over time, it's like, this is just it's a symbol, it's a sigil. It may have started possibly like, lettering or writing, but like, the longer it sits, the more it just looks like a symbol. So I wonder if there's like an occultic connection to that. Anyway, figured I'd bring that up. Talk to you guys soon, and as always, I'm me, you're you. Bye.